Right now, as you watch this, a ghost is making 1,000 decisions every second. It isn't a captain on the bridge, and it isn't a skeleton crew of sailors. It's an invisible architecture of logic and algorithm that is quietly, systematically taking over the veins of our world. We like to think of the global supply chain as a feat of human grit. We imagine the sweat of the dock worker, the intuition of the merchant, and the sheer physical muscle of the crane. And in many ways, it still is. But we're entering an era where the most important thing moving across the ocean isn't the steel, it's the data. Most people think AI in shipping means something out of a sci-fi flick. Giant, autonomous robot ships prowling the seas like mechanical predators. They imagine Terminator vessels guided by sentient minds. But that's the distraction. That's the Hollywood version of the story. The reality is much more subtle and, frankly, much more profound. The revolution isn't about replacing the human at the wheel, it's about replacing the human's ability to process complexity. Think about the sheer scale of global trade. It's a chaotic, beautiful mess of variables. Weather patterns in the Atlantic, fuel price fluctuations in the Middle East, port congestion in Shanghai, and the sudden, unpredictable closure of a canal or a strike at a warehouse. For a human, this is a nightmare of too much information. It's impossible to calculate the optimal path for 10,000 ships simultaneously while accounting for every gust of wind and every shifting regulation. But for an AI, this isn't a nightmare. It's a math problem. This is the invisible takeover. AI is moving into the spaces where human cognition hits a ceiling. It's taking over the micro decisions that keep the world spinning. To understand where we're going, we have to look at the three pillars of the silent revolution. The first is decision intelligence. Imagine a ship as a living organism. In the past, voyage planning was reactive. A storm hits, you turn. A port is full, you wait. It was a game of what happens next. Now AI pulls the future into the present. It analyzes real-time satellite feeds, ocean currents, and even the historical personality of specific ports. It doesn't just find a route, it finds the perfect route. It's moving from reactive repair to predictive maintenance. Instead of waiting for a massive engine failure in the middle of the Pacific catastrophe that costs millions and risks lives AI sensors, here, the microscopic vibrations of a failing part weeks before it snaps. It turns a potential disaster into a scheduled 10-minute fix. It's the difference between a heart attack and a routine checkup. The second pillar is port dynamics. This is where the invisible takeover becomes physical. One of the biggest hidden costs in global trade is anchorage time, ships sitting idle, burning fuel, waiting for a berth. AI acts as a grand conductor for these maritime orchestras. It calculates berth windows with millisecond precision. It coordinates the arrival of the ship, the availability of the cranes, and the readiness of the trucks on land. When these systems sync, the friction of the world disappears. The ship doesn't just arrive. It slides into place like a key into a lock. Then there's the third pillar, the e-commerce engine. This is the part you feel every time you click Buy Now. Behind that button is a frantic web of automated carrier selection. In the seconds it takes for a page to load, AI is shopping for the best rates, the fastest routes, and the most reliable drivers across thousands of different companies. It's anticipating delays before they happen. If a storm is brewing 3 states away, the system already knows your package will be late, and it's already adjusted the delivery window and notified you before the truck even leaves a warehouse. But here is where the story gets complicated. Because as we move from moving boxes to moving data, we enter a territory of profound uncertainty. If an AI-driven ship makes a wrong turn in a restricted waterway, who is liable? Is it the software developer who wrote the code? The shipping giant who bought the license? Or the human in the loop who was supposed to be watching the screen but was overwhelmed by the sheer speed of the machine? We are creating an accountability vacuum. We are building systems that operate at a speed that exceeds human comprehension. When the black box makes a mistake, our current laws are woefully unprepared to handle the fallout. And then there is the agility divide. This is the looming shadow of the AI revolution. The companies with the capital to implement McKinsey-level AI insights will become hyper-agile. They will be able to reroute entire global supply chains in real time in response to a Suez Canal-style blockage or a sudden geopolitical shift. But what happens to the smaller regional players? They face an AI tax. If you can't afford the algorithms that optimize your fuel, your routes, and your compliance, you become obsolete. We risk creating a two-tier world where the giants move with the speed of light and everyone else is left wandering in the fog. We are moving toward a state of extreme agility. In the coming years, a shipping company without AI-driven optimization will be as obsolete as a company without GPS. It won't be a choice, it will be a requirement for survival. The ultimate goal is a seamless code-to-cargo pipeline. A world where the software managing the factory is perfectly synced with the AI managing the ship, which is perfectly synced with the AI managing the delivery van. We are moving away from the physical struggle of moving objects. We are entering the era of the invisible revolution, where the true cargo of the 21st century is the intelligence that guides it. The next time you see a package on your doorstep, don't just think of the truck that brought it. Think of the thousands of invisible decisions made in a fraction of a second by a ghost in the machine that is quietly reshaping the world.